Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, adorable ministers and managers, respected doctors and directors, all my dear friends, those who are listening, watching, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. Today we are going through what is happening around the world in the form of unity and diversity. It is the great message of our Indian holy culture. What is happening in the world, how we can keep ourselves healthy. Skin care is no more a beauty regime. People, there was a time when Dr. Sonali Kohli, senior dermatologist in Mumbai's Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital, had young people looking for a brighter skin, a euphemism for fairer skin, but for the first time in years she has been a shift in perception as everybody is now looking after their skin the way they would their heart, liver or kidney. Post COVID, people are looking at the skin through a new lens, not as a cosmetic prop, but as the largest organ in the human body. For the first time, people are paying the attention it deserves. Over the last year, each of my patients has not asked me about creams they should use, but whether they contain ceramides or peptides, ceramides or peptides. There is an awareness of what the skin needs that is backed by science, she says. Not only has the skin got to be healthy looking, but healthy functioning too. This understanding of skin health has evolved with a desire to deal with one of the most stubborn symptoms of long COVID and itchy and dry skin. With the Korean beauty industry using ceramides and peptides as a sales pitch and social media users talking about their non invasive and convenient nature that's plumping up skin within days of use, a new wave of awareness is surging across age groups. These provide complete nutrition, are safe for daily use, and are proven credible skin shielding compounds. More than a cosmetic fad, they have given long lasting clinical solutions for skin problems, says Dr. Kohli. However, two major shifts have happened. One is the quest for longevity that's fueling the hunt for the science of agelessness. The other is rising pollution, which has changed the perception that skin allergies are caused by food alone. Pollutants can penetrate the skin and weaken its barrier function, break down skin proteins like collagen and elastin fibers, and by blocking UV rays from the sun, limit vitamin D production. That's why skin has assumed a bigger role than aesthetics now. It is all about objectifying healthy skin, adds Dr. Kohli. What are ceramides and peptides? Ceramides are lipids or fatty acids that comprise about 50% of the skin's outer layer. They help strengthen the skin's protective barrier, prevent moisture loss, and protect it during the exposure to a damaging environment. While the body naturally produces ceramides, their levels decline with age or exposure to pollutants, making the skin prone to toxins. Imagine a brick and mortar house. Now, each brick is a skin cell, and the mortar that holds it is a ceramide. When that's stripped, you must re-plaster the external barrier with ceramide-rich products. They replenish the skin barrier by filling in gaps between skin cells that make up with outer layer, keeping moisture in and irritants out, says Dr. Inderpreet Kaur Mahindra, dermatologist at Apollo Clinics. Ceramides have been around for decades in medicated creams. However, now they are being used on a large scale in research studies. Topical ceramide moisturizers applied on the skin surface increased hydration within 24 hours of use, says Dr. Kohli. Peptides are amino acids, the building blocks of protein, and improve the skin's ability to produce collagen and elastin, proteins that give the skin its elasticity, tautness, and texture. In short, anti-aging peptides repair the skin and can ease inflammation, scars, and acne. In fact, Cooper peptides are all set to be the race next year because they easily remove damaged collagen and elastin from the skin and encourage the growth of new healthy tissue. Clinical studies on copper peptides show promising results in skin rejuvenation, says Dr. Ajit Bagal, Kakkad, Director of Dermatologist, Lasers and Aesthetics Medicines, Max Multispecialty Hospital, Panchsheel Park, Delhi. In fact, peptides have been found to be effective that she recommends their inclusion in skincare routine from the 20s. That's now you can prevent the skin from aging. Peptides are smaller and more broken down than proteins, which makes them easier for the body to absorb. That's why they work as both skin and hair care serums and masks, she adds. Are they natural or lab made? Ceramides and peptides can be both natural and synthetic. Both can be extracted from plant sources like soy, wheat germs, sweet potato, bean, and corn. Synthetic ingredients are lab engineered to replicate the structure and function of natural ceramides. Synthetic creams are more affordable than natural ones, where the extraction process is complex, says Dr. Neetu, dermatologist, trichologist, and cosmetologist at Mumbai's Kokilaben Hospital. How to use ceramides and peptides. However, is your cream giving you the protection you need? Dr. Kohli insists that it's important not just to go gaga over ceramide cream but to check its formulation. Ceramides are complex lipid molecules. Some are more absorbent, some lesser. So to get the best results, it is important to choose the right concentration, see how they apply to your skin condition and how best they work in combination with other components. Advice is Dr. Kohli, for example, if you are addressing specific issues related to aging or skin rash, choose products that contain ceramides that are compatible with other ingredients known to target those issues. For anti-aging, the formula must include ceramides, peptides or retinide means vitamin A. For irritated or inflamed skin, the cream should combine ceramides with soothing ingredients like niacinamide means a form of vitamin B or aloe vera which are anti-inflammatory, she adds. For long people had been using retinol, a form of vitamin A, and vitamin C to repair their skin, but on their own they can be hydrating. When paired with ceramides, vitamin C, E, and other antioxidants can enhance the skin's defenses, with the former holding the skin barrier up, says Dr. Kakkad. Dr. Colley suggests an easy way of checking the concentration of ceramides. It should be present in the first 4 or 5 fatty acids listed on the product label in the descending order, she says. The ideal concentration should be in the ratio of 3 ratio 1 ratio 1 or 3 parts ceramide to 1 part of cholesterol and fatty acid each. They also come with suffix like ceramide, EOP, AP, NP, EUS, each of which has a specific function and concentration, some more hydrating, others more exfoliating, adds Dr. Neetu. Peptides like ceramides work best with other ingredients, be it antioxidants, vitamin C, niacinamide, or hyaluronic acid, a substance made of molecules that absorb moisture like a sponge. Peptides do not work well with acidic ingredients. Collagen peptides are ideal for skin elasticity and hydration. So those worried about wrinkles should opt for it. But it's but if it's anti-aging, then the user should go for peptides like matrixyl and line, which prevent the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, says Dr. Kakkad. As for concentration, she suggests looking at the level forwards that starts with palmitoyl or end with peptides within the first 5 items. Who can use it given the fact that social media platforms like Instagram have influencers recommending skin creams as a magic pill that you must take in an appearance conscious society? Dr. Kakkad is worried about youngsters using them. I have seen 12 to 13-year-old fall for creams for teens till they turn 20. Sunscreen and moisturizers do their job. They don't need booster cream at all, says Dr. Kakkar. Although these creams are safe for adults, she says people have different allergies and sensitivities and must therefore do a patch test. Apply the cream at a particular spot for a week. Discontinue use if you notice any irritation or soreness. Always consult a board certified dermatologist for the right formulation of ceramides and peptides that are suited to your condition, she adds. Besides, do not forget lifestyle, diet, and exercise, says Dr. Indal Preet. So, what's next? All experts agree that the future of aesthetic medicine belongs to exomes which are tiny but powerful particles naturally found and released by various cells in the body. These help cells talk to each other by carrying proteins, fats, and genetic material and plays crucial role in healing for skin health. For example, they can tell skin cells how to repair themselves, currently derived from stem cells and cultured in labs. They can repair DNA. They have to be administered with a micro needle and right now are very expensive at rupees 20,000 to rupees 50,000 per session. But if you use ceramides as protectors and peptides as repairers early on, you would not need extreme measures, says Dr. Kakkad. All you need is a gentle rub on your skin. This is how you can protect your external, the most external part of your body, skin. Travel wins and travel dreams. Founder, CEO, and CTO Vina Ward. December has always held a special place in my heart. First, because it's my birthday month, and mainly because it is a time when we can look back at our years, our travel goals, and our achievements. The world had so much to other. The world had so much to offer, and even though the list of places go, the list of places to visit longer every year. That's what makes the journey even more exciting. So today I want to talk about my 2024 travel triumphs. The goals I discovered and the experience that enticed me. But I also want to dream out loud and talk about my 2025 bucket list. The travel dreams that have me eagerly looking forward to the coming year. 2024, a year of travel triumphs. This year, I focused, I focused on simple yet meaningful targets, visiting new destinations and trying out unique experiences. Visiting a new country, Georgia, one of the most fulfilling moments of 2024 was adding Georgia to my growing list of countries visited, my 43rd to be exact. Georgia is a stunning blend of old world charm and natural beauty. From the cobblestone streets of Tbilisi's old town to the majestic Kazbegi Mountains, every corner of the country felt like a chapter from a storybook. The food too deserves a special mention. Traditional dishes like khinkali means dumpling and khachapuri means cheesy bread were a treat to the taste buds. But what made this trip truly extraordinary was the fact that it was my daughter Raya's first international trip. Raya, at just 6 months old, may not remembering the streets of Tbilisi or the breathtaking view of the Kazebigi Mountains. But for Heta and me, this trip was much more. It was the creation of what I can only describe as a core memory, refreshing, referencing the beautiful concept from the animated movie Inside Out. Raya's first passport stamp was a milestone for her, but it was also a significant moment for us as parents. It was a celebration. It was a celebration of the life we want to share with her a life full of experiences, memories, and adventures. Discovering a new place in India, Indore. This year I finally checked Indore off my long pending bucket list. Known as the cleanest city in India, Indore is a beautiful blend of history, culture, and food. One of our first stops was Rajwada Palace, a magnificent seven-story structure that stands as a testament to the grandeur of the Holkar dynasty. But Indore, but Indore isn't just about history. It's a paradise for food lovers, and a visit to Chappan Dukan was a must. From savoring Indore's iconic poha to treating myself to jalebi and bote ka keys, I was an absolute foodie heaven. The real highlight of the trip, though, was the day trip to Maheshwar and experiencing the serene beauty of the Narmada Ghat. Learning a new language, Japanese. One of my personal travel goals for 2024 was to start learning a new language. I decided to dive into Japanese. Japan has always held a special place in my heart, and after multiple trips to this incredible country, I felt the urge to connect with its culture on a deeper level. My journey began on the language learning app Duolingo, and as I write this, I am proud to share that I have maintained a 109-day streak of completing at least one new lesson every single day. The best part, knowing that on my next visit to Japan, I will be able to speak a few phrases, order food confidently, and interact with locals in their native language. There is something magical about speaking even a little bit of the language in the places you visit. It breaks barriers, builds connections, and makes travel far more meaningful. 2025 travel dream, my bucket list goals. Here are the experiences I am eagerly looking forward to in the coming year, each one holding a special place in my ever growing bucket list. Chasing the northern lights for years, the northern lights, the celestial dance of colors across the Arctic sky, has been a dream of mine. There is something almost otherworldly about witnessing the aurora borealis, and while I had hoped to tick this off my list in 2024, it remains an elusive yet inspiring goal. Seeing the northern lights is more than just a visual experience, it's a spiritual one. Imagine standing under a cold, clear night sky, miles away from city lights, watching as vibrant hues of green, pink, and purple ripple across the heavens. I have heard stories from our tour managers who describe it as one of the most humbling experiences of their lives, and I can't wait to experience that magic for myself. Singapore, once more, Singapore is a destination I can never get enough of, and 2025 will see me revisiting this vibrant island nation. Earlier this year, I collaborated with Renji Wong Eka RZ, my friend and the area director of the Singapore Tourism Board, to create a video series uncovering hidden gems and unique experiences in Singapore. After conducting over 30 short episodes of interviews and storytelling, my to do list for Singapore has grown twofold. You can watch or listen to the series by scanning the QR code given here. Singapore is a melting pot of cultures, flavors, and adventure. While iconic spots like Gardens by the Bay and Marine Bay Sands always delight, it's the lesser known corner, quaint caves, natural trails, and cultural enclaves that intrigue me the most. My upcoming trip in February is already packed with plans, and I can't wait to rediscover Singapore with fresh eyes and profound enthusiasm, witnessing Kashmir in another avatar. If there is one place in India that feels like paradise on earth, it's Kashmir. I have been fortunate to visit Kashmir before, but there is a unique charm in witnessing its transformation across all four seasons. Each season lends Kashmir a different persona. Spring brings blooming tulips, summer reveals lush valleys, autumn wraps the region in hues of gold, and winter turns it into a snowy wonderland. In 2025, my goal is to experience Kashmir in a new season, capturing its ever changing beauty and soul. Whether it's sipping kahwa by the Dal Lake, taking a shikara ride through the mist, or wandering through saffron fields in full bloom, Kashmir offers a sensory experience like no other. Growing my country count closer to 50 as we end this year, my country count stands at 43, and now I am setting my sights on hitting the Big 50 for 2025. I have identified a list of destinations that I am eager to explore, each offering something unique. Kenya and Tanzania, witnessing the great migration, exploring the Serengeti, and experiencing Africa's rich wildlife. Portugal, Lisbon's charm, Porto's vineyards, and the stunning coastal towns. Azerbaijan and Armenia, discovering the cultural treasures of the Caucasus region. Nepal, reconnecting with nature, spirituality, and the majestic Himalayas. Mexico, exploring the vibrant streets of Mexico City, the ancient dunes of Chichen Itza, and the stunning beaches of Tulum. Each of these destinations represents a dream, a promise, and a story waiting to unfold. How many countries have you been to? If you don't know your score, get counting. Not only does it give you a snapshot of your travel journey so far, but it can also motivate you to set new targets and plan your next adventures. Trust me, when you are aware of your score, planning and achieving travel goals gets even more tractions. Why travel goals matter? So, why do travel goals matter? Because they remind us that life is about experiences, not possessions. They help us celebrate what we have achieved and give us hope for what's yet to come. As you reflect on your own year and dream about the next, I encourage you to set your own travel goals, no matter how big or small. Maybe it's visiting a nearby town you have never explored, or planning your first international trip. Maybe it's trying a new cuisine, learning a new language, or simply spending more time with loved ones in a beautiful place. Whatever your goals may be, write them down, visualize them, and work towards them. Because when we travel, we don't just see the world, we celebrate it, we celebrate life, and that, my friends, is the greatest adventure of all. So, what did your year look like when it comes to travel? Did you embark on an unforgettable journey, revisit a favorite destination, or perhaps explore a hidden corner of your own city or country? Did you try something for the first time? Meet someone who inspired you? Taste a dish that you can't stop thinking about? I would love to hear about your travel achievements and goals. So write to me at neil@vinover.com and tell me about your favorite travel memories. Who knows, your story might inspire someone else to plan their next big adventure. So that's it from the world today. Until next time, as I always say, keep celebrating life. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What a pleasurable message given by our writers. Now you are listening the Economic Times. What does it state us? What does it say about this modern time? US degree on top of Indian minds despite job blues. US degrees on top of Indian minds. How? Let us go through in detail how Indian international degrees are more important, more valued than other places. What does this article say? What does the article say? An American graduate degree continues to be highly sought after by Indian students despite worries about a rising number of them returning home after failing to secure decent jobs and the costly fees. This trend is likely to continue in 2025 as well, according to experts. According to experts, an American graduate degree continues to be highly sought after by Indian students despite worries about a rising number of them returning home after failing to secure decent jobs and the costly fees. This trend is likely to continue in 2025 as well, according to experts. Economic uncertainties in the US are waiting on job opportunities. However, consultants say the allure of an American degree persists among Indian students largely due to US policies that provide clarity on the return on investment of a graduate degree. Americans universities casting a wider net by offering best in class scholarships and a alternative destinations tackling their own issues of tighter immigration policy and geopolitical tensions. With tuition fees ranging between $30,000 and $80,000 annually, U.S. graduation school education comes with a hefty price tag. Although 65 to 70% of graduating students secured jobs in 2025, the figure declined to 60% in 2023, with projection for 2024 even more somber at 55%, notes Adarsh Khandelwal, confounder of Collegify, a study abroad company, USA, becomes most convenient, especially because of the number of options that exist, and also because other destinations like Canada, Australia, Europe are going through their own problems, he said. He, however, believes that the scenario is unlikely to change despite Donald Trump's victory in the US presidential poll. Trump has made known his anti immigrant stance during the poll campaign, giving rise to fears about visa rule changes and post study job opportunities for graduates. But most study abroad consultants are optimistic of little impacts on Indian students. He adding to the US, they may stagnate due to stricter visa policies, limited optional practical training, extensions, and slower economic recovery, said Khandeval. Nikhil Jain, founder of Foreign Admits a Study Abroad platform, highlighted how American policies introduced under the Biden administration, such as the Gainful Employment Rule and Financial Value Transparency Framework, aimed at establishing safeguards against unaffordable debt or insufficient earnings for post secondary students, will help reshape decisions for those seeking to study in the US. Now, universities universities will have to be transparent about their graduates' outcomes, what kind of jobs they are getting, what salaries they are commanding. This helps students make much more informed decisions about their investments, he explained. For Indian students, the US remaining the top destination for postgraduate education, especially in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. Highlighting the role of OPT visa, Khandeval said it gives students with up to 3 years of work authorization in STEM fields, easing their transition into the workforce. Graduates from US universities often secure roles in cutting edge industries like even healthcare and fintech, with starting salaries exceeding $90,000 annually, he said. Technology driven fields dominate Indian students' choices. Over 70% of Indian applicants are opting for technology based courses like A1 data science and information systems, says Jan at Foreign Admits Computer Science alone attracted 438 Indian students in 2023. Business and management courses also remain popular, offering steady career opportunities in are as like fintech and consulting. The prestige of a US degree also accelerates career growth globally. Ravi Lochan Singh, managing director of Global Reach, noted that 3 year Indian graduates courses in non-engineering fields are now being accepted by many US universities, lifting a major concern. The fact that US universities required Indian bachelor students to have studied a program of 4 year duration was a hurdle for non-engineering students, as Indian bachelor degrees in commerce, arts or science are of 3 year duration. However, in recent years, many universities admit even 3 year degree students from India, he said. Scholarships and assistantships are also key to easing the financial burden of students. The US offers the most significant scholarship opportunities of any country in the world because traditionally they have targeted the brightest of the bright across the world and actively hunt to recruit them, said Naveen Chopra, chairman TC Global, a study abroad consultant. Rolls out leadership initiatives, equal opportunities. India include trades. India includes trends diverse path with more women to on top. Brinda Sarkar and Siddha Basu from Bangalore. Corporate India is striving to bring more women into the leadership ranks. Mephasis, RPG Group, KPMG, Target, and PepsiCo are among companies that are rolling out initiatives like career sponsorship, management, and leadership training, executive coaching, professional development and programs, job rotation, career counseling, and collaboration with recruiters to implement inclusive hiring and equal pay interventions to narrow the diversity gap at the top. Executives at these companies say the priority is to build teams that represent the communities in which they operate, and business thrive when employees feel like they belong and have equitable access to opportunity. According to the economic graph report published by LinkedIn in and the Quantum Hub earlier this year, while female representation in India include has increased to 27% in 2024 from 24% in 2016. The share of women in leadership roles has moved up to only 18.3% from 16.6%. It offers our women employees the opportunity to define their career objectives by pairing them with a mentor who has an established career in the participant's chosen field, said Avash Kant, Sarangi, Chief HR Officer at IT firm Maphesis, that has a women to ring program to mentor and train female employees to take on leadership roles. We consistently engage our leadership and staffing teams in conversations regarding the importance of representations, and to ensure we collaboration we collaborate with recruiters to implement inclusive hiring practices and equal pay in interventions to ensure a diverse leadership pipeline. Sarangi added. RPC Group offers formal training, mentoring, and coaching coupled with experiential learning opportunities to groom female employees for leadership roles. Women are excelling in leadership roles not just in support functions but also in core operations like sales, marketing, and plantation management, said Ria Dalvi, Chairperson, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the conglomerate. A target high performing female employees are taken through a 6-month program called Ignite, which focuses on personal branding, negotiation skills, networking, and for the first time this year, mindful mentorship, said Arun Kulkarni, Vice President, Human Resources at the Indian unit of the American Retailer. Women hold leadership roles across of the business in technology, operations, marketing, and business. This includes our highest level leader in India, Andrea Zimmerman, president of Targeting in India, Kulkarni said recently KPMG rolled out the PRISM Leadership Development Program, focusing on key skills that women need to build on with curated virtual tracks that women leaders can choose from. The purpose is to provide a platform to apply strategies and learning around the chosen topics, and each female leader picks as many tracks as possible of her choice, said Rina Vai, partner and head of people, performance and culture at KPMG in India. The company plans to have women in 29% of leadership roles. Next year is accelerating hiring across levels with a focus on female employees during hiring and promotion cycles. Beverages firm PepsiCo has implemented mentorship and coaching programs as well as enabling policies covering caregivers, health and well-being. The companies are trying to addressing high attrition among female employees. Today is Sunday, so all of you are spending your maximum time in listening such words. That words will become familiar with you for your understanding, listening, speaking, reading, writing English conveniently. It is really praiseworthy moment that God has provided us this wonderful time to appreciate our holy scripture, holy words of this holy land. Inflation forks appends rate cut calculus dents market returns. Powell's battle ready Fed gives the Trump's trade a stress test. Bloomberg a month ago all anyone in markets could like about was Donald Trump and how his blueprint for the US economy would show growth next year and beyond. Heading into the Christmas break, a no less formidable force has retaken the stage. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair's hawkish stance this week put inflation back on the map as investors' obsession of choice spurring the biggest moves up and down since just after election day. First, it was Wednesday, then Powell voiced waning enthusiasm for interest rate cuts and sent stocks and bonds to their worst sessions in months. Then moods improved significantly 2 days later when the Fed's preferred inflation goes short prices rising less than forecast, spurring a cross market rally that helped trim the S&P 500's weekly loss. This is tug and pull between conflicting forces promising more swings. Online streaming, new rejuvenation drug for tablets, revival in device sales driven by consumer interest spike on OTT content post COVID. Kolkata, increased demand for OTTs since COVID has given a new lease of life to a category which was falling out of favor among consumers after 16 years year on year fall in sales in 2023. Overall sales of tablets have gone up this year by 4% driven by the consumer segment as people started buying it as an entertainment device for streaming content as per latest counterpoint research data. In the consumer segment significantly. Researcher ITC India said the segment grew by 2% yo in 2023 after a 2% yo declined in 2022. This year IDC said there will be a 20% yo growth in consumer segment. Tablets are seeing a renewed interest from consumers mainly as an entertainment device for consuming OTT content, said Lenovo India Managing Director Shailendra Katyal. The commercial demand has come down drastically from the COVID peaks. Manufacturers are updating their consumer tablet lineup with larger screen and better audio. For Lenovo, the consumer contribution for tablets sales went up from 31% in 2021 and 2022 to 44% in 2023 and 61% this year. Right from 2014 and 2015, several manufacturers had almost written off tablets as a category for the consumer market due to declined sales every year, as people then preferred either laptops or smartphones. Bharat Shenoy, principal analyst at IDC India, said tablet as a device was sandwiched between smartphone and a laptop before 2020 without any specific use case. Sales during the pandemic years of 2020 to 2022 shot up mainly by commercial and educational, significant with some spikes during election time as political parties doled tablet as fuels. The commercial segment slowed down in 2023. Association of NPC intermediaries set up to promote welfare of scheme subscribers. From Mumbai, our bureau, a large section of India's workforce, especially those in the informal sector that accounts for 80% of jobs in the country, is still not part of the national pension scheme NPS. Despite a spike in the number of individual options for NPS, Deepak Mohanty, chairperson of the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, said on Saturday the informal sector does not have access to NPS, and even if it gets access, there is no statutory requirements which is creating gap in converse in coverage. Mohanty said at the launch of Association of NPS Intermediaries, he said the association will help to expand the growth of NPS. The association of stakeholders, including pension fund managers, bank and non-bank, point to contact custodians, aggregators, pension agents, and retirement advisors, among others, will foster collaboration and strengthen NPS subscribers' welfare. NPS fund managers are currently managing rupees 14 lakh crore investments across 80 million active accounts, which could cross rupees 15 lakh crore by the end of this year. Monti said pension assets in India account for only 16 to 17% of gross domestic products (GDP) compared to 80% in OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development countries, he said. NPS accounts for around 4% of GDP. He added, Monti said nearly 75,000 people have been onboarded under the Vatsalya NPS retirement savings scheme for children. Interest-free disaster relief loan, urban infra push for states in works, final score, OTPP picks up 45% in Omega Healthcare, legal firms ramp up M&A advisory practices in India. Center limits access to polling booth, CCTV footage, e-records. India Middle East Eco Corridor to give new direction to world PMCs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised India and Kuwait's strong commercial connections dating back to the 19th century, as well as IMEEC as in India as an idea that provided the global with new direction. Report from the reporters. Two cozy trends. Two cozy trains set to hit the frosty Kashmir track. No GST on gift vouchers, used cars to be taxed 18%. Pure politics. News from Pure Politics. Prime Minister recalls centuries old connection between Indian and Kuwait traders. India Middle East Economic Corridor to give new direction to world. News from New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised India and Kuwait's strong commercial connections dating back to the 19th century as well as IMEEC as an India to that provided the globe with new direction. Addressing the Indian diaspora in Kuwait City, Modi reflected on the two nations' common ambitions, Viksit Bharat and New Kuwait, and emphasized that there were several potential for India and Kuwait to collaborate. India's skill sets and creativity might lead to new collaborations between the two nations. He said that Ayurveda was stating Ayurveda was assisting the globe with well-being while underlining India's contributions to the world in terms of science and innovation. He told the Indian diaspora during the Halla Modi event that even in the 19th century, Kuwait and India had robust trade relations. We share the same sea, we share affection, trade, and most importantly, sensibilities, he added. India's traditional medicine, Ayurveda, and our Ayush products are prospering the world's wellness. Our knowledge system from Nalanda to IITs is providing strength to the world's knowledge system. Last year, during the G20 summit, the Indian Middle East Europe Economic Corridor was announced. This corridor is going to give a new direction to the world, he said. In his address at the Allah Modi event, Modi invited the Indian diaspora members to come visit India and experience the festival season, the Kumbh Mela and the public day to traveling to India to Kuwait citizens as well. He stated that India had become digitally smart and this was only the beginning. Speaking about the partnership between the two countries, Modi addressed the need for skill, innovation, technology, and manpower, and how India is working towards providing that in partnership with on countries like Kuwait as well as other nations like Italy. Taking a GB at the previous government, Modi stated that though his flight till Kuwait took only 4 hours, it had taken an Indian PM 43 years to reach the nation. Modi also visited a labor camp in Mina Abdullah area of Kuwait with a workforce of around 1500 Indian nationals. He interacted with a cross section of Indian workers from different states of India and inquired about their well being. See, rules like road traffic need monitoring and regulation. Big gaps. Navy is responsible for coastal and offshore security, but its authority over marine police, port trust, state maritime bodies, and other is unclear. News from Mumbai on Saturday afternoon as the G as the JOC fished out the body of John Ashraf Pathan, a 6-year-old Goa resident, probably the last missing person on the ill-fated ferry boat Neel Kamal, which capsized off the Mumbai coast on Wednesday. The search and rescue operations were called off. However, the tragedy, which has claimed 15 lives, raises serious question on the rules of road at sea and exposes the chinks in maritime coordination, policing and overall safety measures of those faring in the high seas. Center limits access to polling booth CCTV footage, e-records, Congress terms, EC's move a step against poll transparency says will challenge it. Peace in NE, biggest achievement in 10 years, Shah says. At the 72nd plenary session of NEC in Agartala, from Guwahati, establishment of peace in Northeast India is the biggest work done in the last 10 years, Union Home Minister Amit Shah claimed on Saturday, citing various peace accords and surrendering of militant outfits in the region. In the last 10 years, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has brought Northeast India in focus not only nationally but internationally, Shah said at the 22nd plenary session of the Northeastern Council in Agartala. Northeast India for a long time remained only in the speeches from New Delhi. He said, but tremendous infrastructure development under the Modi government has made the region easily accessible and lessened the distance of hearts among the people of Northeast India and New Delhi. He said, 10 years back, the 200 communities of the region and 195 dialects were a type of weakness and were leading to several differences. Shah said in 10 years the Prime Minister has turned this weakness into strength. Now these 200 communities, owing to their culture, are the center of attraction across the world. He pointed out that Northeast India is one of the 36 biodiversity hotspots across the world. After the Modi government came to power at the center, 20 accords have been signed for the peace and harmony of the northern states and 10,574 cadres of various militant outfits have surrendered in different states of the region, the Home Minister said. A multi-dimensional approach involving the state policy, army, Assam Rifle and other central armed police forces has been undertaken to maintain peace and to curb all unlawful activities in the northeastern region, Shah said. The long pending interstate border disputes in the northeastern states are being resolved amicably, he added. Shah asked the chief minister of eight northeastern states to give more impetus to curbing the smuggling and other menaces of drugs in the region. Many endeavors were made to curb the drug menaces, but much more efforts must be undertaken by the chief ministers and all people concerned, he said, emphasizing the need to dispel The impression that drugs related activities are widespread in the northeastern states. He said that the center has undertaken nationwide all out efforts to achieve Nasha Mukt Bharat, drugs free India, and the northeastern states must be a part of the mission. Bhagwat thinks the Saffron family should look ahead. News from New Delhi. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat wants the Saffron family to become forward looking and solution oriented rather than hyping the sensitive issues of temple and mosque for political purpose. Some Sangh functionaries told it. The functionaries feel that Bhagwat's latest remarks expressing concern over the resurgence of temple mosque disputes and advising people against racking up such issues are meant to emphasize the Sangh's belief in coexistence of various communities within India as their DNA is the same. After Ram temple judgment, Mohanji had made it clear RSS has no plans to lead any new movement similar to the Ram temple in future. And he has been maintaining that a senior Sangh functionary told ET extremism, aggressiveness, forcefulness and insulting other gods are not in the nature of our country and this is unacceptable, Bhagavad had said on Thursday at a time when various cases are being filed seeking demolition of mosque on claims that they were built on temple sites. The Sangh functionary pointed that the RSS chief had earlier also told people not to look for Shiva, not to look for Shivlinga in mosque. The message is clear, don't hype the religious disputes, rather try to resolve them in a peaceful and legal manner, the person said. Another senior Sangh functionary who has worked with Bhagavad for a long time said, of late it has been seen that people feel that presenting yourself as pro RSS and Hindu fundamentalist is a shortcut to enter politics, which is a cause of concern among senior Sangh functionaries. Unlike in the past, now the Sangh is being heard and is at the center stage of the country's mind space, the person said. So it wants its entire ideological family to act and conduct like a forward looking socio cultural organization. This is all about pure politics. Now you are listening tips to stay sober during a jolly good season. For most people, the holiday season involves family parties and celebrations with friends, all involving alcohol. But in recent years, sobriety has been having a movement. This is the ultimate time to rediscover or change your relationship with alcohol, said Jessica Jobert, founder of the Onion, founder of the online community, a sober girl's guide with many alcohol-free products available and growing awareness about the benefits of staying sober. There is maximum support. Having something in your hand ups your comfort level because you feel like you are socially socializing instead of just standing there with your hands at your side, says Abby Ehman, who owns a lounge in New York, US. It can help to choose your alcohol-free options in advance. If you if you had like non-alcoholic wines or beers, check if these are on the menu at the restaurant or bar you are visiting. And if you are hosting a party or attending one at home, someone's home, you can mix up your own mocktail recipes. In fact, mocktail also make a great gift. Mix up batch of your favorite recipe, pour it into a large jar and tie it with a ribbon and bring it with you. This means special taking a home alone tour with Macaulay Culkin. Thank you, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. धन्यवाद.